Hello guys, this is Shoaib and welcome to my English lecture today. And today we will be talking about sentence and its types. So before we go further, we should just keep in mind the definition of sentence. Sentence can be differently defined, but one of the authentic, or we can say that one of the well-known definition among them is that sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. For example, he goes to school, he eats an apple. So you can see there it gives complete sense. And basically whenever we talk, we use different sentences in order to communicate one another. Sometimes we communicate different ideas through different sentences. So now we will come to know that how can that sentences be created or built in order to convey a different message. So among them, the first one we have, that is simple sentence. A simple sentence comprises only one independent clause. So basically the one main thing is that a simple sentence will be that kind of sentence which consists of only one independent clause. For example, independent clause is, that a clause that can stand alone as a sentence. So a simple sentence will be that kind of sentence which consists of only one main clause. For example, we have given an example here right now, that is, I bought a car. So you can see that it consists of only one clause. So that is why it is called simple sentence. Okay, look at the second one. We can call them simply compound sentence. Compound sentence, it has at least two independent clauses connected by coordinate conjunctions. Says earlier in the simple sentence we talked about independent clause. Independent clause is that one which can stand alone as a sentence, or we can say that it does not depend on other part of a sentence. So compound sentence will be that kind of sentence which consists of two independent clauses, but that will be joined or connected by the help of coordinate conjunction. Let's suppose yet, and, so, but. These are coordinate conjunctions. For example, just look at she failed many times. She failed many times, yet she is not disappointed. So you can see that this sentence consists of two independent or main clauses. You shouldn't be confused about main clause or independent clause, because main or independent clause both are same. So look at here, it consists of two clauses, one is this one and one is this one. It is joined by coordinate conjunction that we can call it yet right now. Okay, she failed many times. Let's suppose, as I have told you that when you just take out this part of a sentence, so still it will give complete sense. She failed many times. It can stand alone. And look at this one, she is not disappointed. So it can also stand alone. But look at here, these two clauses, these independent clauses are joined by coordinate conjunction, that is yet. So we came to know that compound sentence will be that kind of sentence which consists of two independent clauses. Okay, go further. Look at the second example as well. I wrote him a letter. So you can see here, I wrote him a letter. It is also independent clause, but it is coordinate conjunction, he did not reply me. So both of them are independent clauses. So you can see here, it can also stand alone, and this one is also can stand alone, but it is joined by or connected by coordinate conjunction, that is but. Okay, the third one we have complex sentence. It has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause which is connected by subordinate conjunction or relative pronoun. It says that it has one independent clause which can stand alone as a sentence, and at least one dependent clause. Dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence, but it will consist two clauses. One will be dependent and the second will be independent or main clause. For example, just look at, but especially these two clauses will be connected by the help of subordinate conjunction or relative pronoun like who, what, that, which, etc. Just look at. I saw a man who was wearing a white shirt. So you can see that it consists of two clauses. So that is why it is we can say that main clause or independent clause, because it can stand alone as a sentence. Let's suppose if someone comes to you and he says that I saw a man, so it can give complete sense. But look at this one. If he comes to you and he says that without saying anything and says like this, who was wearing a white shirt, so indeed we will get confused. So it is independent, and this one is this one is dependent, and this one is independent or main clause, because this part of a sentence depends on this part of a sentence. And look at the second one. He gifted me a great book which has great knowledge. So same as the case here, this one is main clause, or we can say that independent clause, and this one is dependent because it can stand alone. For example, he gifted me a great book, so it can give complete sense by itself. But this one cannot stand alone as a sentence. Let's suppose which has a great knowledge. Got the point? Okay. Move further. Complex compound sentence. Complex compound sentence, it has at least two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. It will consist of, we came to know that by the help of this definition, that it will consist two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. For example, just look at after getting home from work. So you can see here it is one part of a sentence. I went to market last night, and while my brother stayed home and studied. So you can see that this part of a, just analyze this one. After getting home from work, so it cannot stand alone, so that is why it is dependent clause. And look at this one. I went to market last night, so it is main clause because it can stand alone as a sentence. While my brother stayed home and studied, so this one is also main clause. So we came to know that this sentence, it is complex compound sentence which consists of two main clauses and one independence. But it can be also more than two, but sometimes it seems very weird. So that is why I think two or more, or we can say that two independent or two dependent will be appropriate one. So okay, this was our lecture, and I hope that you learned it. So if you like my video, please share it, subscribe it, and stay with me. Thank you. Bye bye.